Follow me. Ease on down the road. Don't forget your pot holders.
I went to a grocery store that was trying to sell me like 4 oxtails for nearly $20. I gotta go to the neck bones, man. It's almost like a similarity. The tail is long, the neck is long, so it really ain't too much of a difference, right? Well, at least we about to find out. So I'm about to do me some Jamaican style neck bones, imitation oxtails. I'm gonna head to the kitchen. Let's go, chef.
Chef.
All right, y'all, I'm gonna make some Jamaican style rice, okay? But first things first, I'm gonna cut into some onions. Well, chop some onions up. All right, that's your chopped onions. Woo! Now I got my Jamaican rice going, Jamaican beans and rice. I could never find Scotch bonnet peppers anywhere here in South Carolina, so I settled for habanero pepper. So inside of the rice, I got my Scotch bonnet pepper, got some green onion in there, got some bay leaves in there, got your black peppercorns in there, and you got your beans in there. Now, I'm gonna add some onions in there. Then you're just gonna add some allspice seasoning and some ginger. Give it a go. Then we're gonna add our rice. Add some coconut milk to that rice. All right, y'all, the rice is done. Let's have a look at it. And that's your beans and rice, y'all. I stirred it up so the thyme and stuff is now on the inside of the rice. But I'm gonna transfer it to a pan. And that's your peas and rice. All right, y'all, for my neck bones, I'm gonna make a green seasoning. That green seasoning is gonna consist of Scotch bonnet, which I'm subbing with habanero, onion, garlic. I'm gonna put some parsley in there and some scallions, green onion. Put some Scotch bonnet in there. Not too much. I don't play those type of games. Put our thyme in there. Put my scallion in there. Put some onion in there. Put some parsley in there. And I'm going to put a little garlic in there. Let's put a little olive oil in there. All right, y'all, so what do we have here? We don't have oxtails. We got beef neck bones, man. Even though this is what some people be trying to pass off as oxtails, this is how some of the oxtails look that they be selling around here. Cut thin just like this. So it's almost not a difference. The way some people cut their oxtails so thin around here. So this is just your cheaper version or cheaper rendition of oxtail. All right, so let's get these beef neck bones seasoned up. Gonna add a little allspice, little ginger. I don't normally use powdered ginger, y'all. I normally use fresh ginger. Let's use a little salt, a little paprika, little jerk seasoning, garlic powder and onion powder. I'm gonna hit it with a little browning agent to give it that dark, rich brown color. You use whatever you want to use of choice when it comes to that. And of course, we're gonna add our green seasoning to it as well. Yep, hit it with some browning. And let's add that green seasoning to that. And we're just gonna rub all of this together. Yep, just mix everything together. Ooh, that's smelling good, y'all, for real. Yep, seal that up, let it marinate. I'll let it marinate for like an hour, since it's late in the evening. What is it, about 12 midnight now?
It's 12:10.
It's 12:10 midnight, y'all. So I'm gonna let this go for about an hour. Man, I'm always cooking to the wee hours in the morning because I wait so late to start cooking sometimes. I got some dough right here, and I'm just gonna cut some dumplings, Badmon style. Dumplings. All right, that's our marinated neck bones. Oh, that smells good. So I had them marinated for about an hour. Now let's go to the stove for the next step. All right, y'all, so we're gonna put some oil and brown sugar together. Let it caramelize a little. Then we're gonna add our neck bones. All right, now you can see that sugar looking a little caramelish. That's gonna also help brown the meat. So we can go ahead and start searing our meat now. Our neck bones. Get a good sear on them. All right, we got our neck bone seared off. And you see that kind of made like a little gravy. So I'm gonna keep that. Let's put some water on that, deglaze it. And I'm gonna add this to the pressure cooker along with the oxtail. I'm gonna go ahead and put my neck bones into the pressure cooker. Then we're gonna go ahead and add this gravy to it. And of course, I'm going to add some water to that, some hot water. We're going to submerge these neck bones in this hot water and let them go. So for about 35 minutes in the pressure cooker. I'll see how tender they are, then we'll add our peppers and onions and tomatoes and dumplings and green onions, scallions, thyme, all of that type of stuff. Now, once we get them out of the pressure cooker, we're going to finish them off in a pot. This pot might be too small. Yeah, this one's better. All right, let's remove the top. So let's transfer them to a pot now. Then we're going to cook them for like an additional 20 minutes. Matter of fact, without all the talking, let's just get on to it. Got some sliced tomatoes. We're going to add some of these peppers and onions. And let's add some green onion. I'm going to add some thyme to that. Add the rest of my garlic to it. All right, let's add some ketchup to that, y'all. And let's add our dumplings. Ooh, yeah, add those dumplings. Turn the heat up a little more. Then once we get situated, we'll add the beans at the last 5 minutes or so. Ooh, them dumplings on go. You know, turn this heat down, let it simmer a little bit the rest of the way. You know, I had to bring it to a high boil first. Let's bring it to low now. And let's just take it on home on low. Once those neck bones get a little more tender, we ready to go. Gonna go ahead and add some giant lima beans to this. And I'm removing as much of that fat as possible from there. That excess oil, excess fat, yeah, is what it is. And I would say those neck bones tender enough to go ahead and turn this off and just let it simmer down the rest of the way and finish tenderizing, and we good. The Iron Chef has done it again. And there you have it, and I got to have it, y'all. You got the Jamaican beans and rice with the Jamaican oxtails. Now I'm just messing with y'all. These are neck bones, man. I had to cook them oxtail style because they were stunting on me at the grocery store, charging too much for oxtails. And I got some dumplings cooked in with that, man. Dumpling, nice and tender. Neck bone, nice and tender too. Hopefully they don't try to raise the neck bone prices. Woo, woo, woo. I am the chef of the United States. When I'm not in the Oval Office, I'm in the Oval Kitchen. Thank y'all for watching. See you next time. You don't have to go home, but you got to get up out of my kitchen. You out.